which is a professional group of Saudi Aramco. So all you need to do is have your phone close by and join in, and make sure that you take a snap of this QR code, and you can actually register as one of our young entrepreneurs in our Innovation Ecosystem Society. And this sector is led by the one and only Ritaj Al-Hazmi. We're very proud of her. She's a very accomplished author, and she has successfully published. And this is why you're here on this course, on this program. So without further ado, I'd like to also explain that Ritaj has been supported by our 2020 summer series. So we have an incredible team of students from all different parts of universities across the kingdom who have actually assisted and supported Ritaj in her program and also getting her here to launch her series. So without further ado, I'd like to hand the mic and the stage over to Yasmine, who has been leading the team to support Ritaj, and I'm going to be going in the background. I'm going to be here helping everybody as needed, and we look forward to having you enjoy this wonderful series and becoming the author that you've dreamed of. So welcome, and I'll hand the floor over to Yasmine to introduce Ritaj.
Thank you, Dr. Sam, for this great introduction. I would also like to welcome everyone here. We're glad to have you, and I would like to introduce myself. I am Yasmine Kamal. I'm a member in Innovation Ecosystem Society, and I'm one of Ritaj's team. We've been working with her, creating the content of this program with the main goal of ensuring that you will have an enjoyable, fruitful, and exciting program. So me and all the team, we're here to help and to support. If you have any questions, any technical issues, you can just type it on the chat or send it directly to me. And yeah, you can see here in the screen poll. It will appear now on your screen. So if you can kindly please vote, and you also can see it in the bar at the bottom. So you can just click on polls and you will see the options and you can vote. Yes, thank you for those who already voted. Thank you for being with us. I will hand it over to Ritaj, our superhero, and yes, the mic is yours.
Thank you so much, Yasmine. And hello, everybody. I'm so happy and so excited that you joined in this program, Writing Fiction for Beginners. I see that lots of you have already joined in this meeting, and let's have fun. So first, I have a little question that I would be answering, and then after a few minutes. So my question is, why writing fiction? Why didn't I choose writing horror, writing mystery, writing sci-fi, but I chose writing fiction? Well, before I answer that question, what I really wanted to say is, well, talk about fiction before I really begin asking the questions about it. So what I really love about fiction is that you can imagine whatever you want. You can think of millions of creatures and fancy characters, and you would still have some ideas left, because imagination has no limits. And that's because each of us shine in our own way. Each of us has their own light that they can shine in their brightest when they work their hardest. So now I'd like to introduce myself. I am Ritaj Al-Hazmi, a 12-year-old author of the Treasure of the Lost Sea series, which I like to call the TLS series for short. I have already published 2 books that are part of the series, and the other 2 will be coming soon, inshallah. So my 3rd book, which is not part of the series, is a short story for kids. which is titled Story of the Rainbow Butterfly. So now let's go and take a look at my books. Here is the first book, which is the first part of the Treasure Lassie series. So as you can see, the title is Treasure Lassie series. So that's why I called my books the TLS series. So the second part is Portal of the Hidden World, and the third part is Beyond the Future World. So these three books, I really am really excited to be publishing the third book, which is coming soon. So what the series talk about is about two siblings who were once in a poor, deserted island. And then one day, one of the siblings found a bottle in the sea, which had a treasure map inside. So now I think you may be thinking that it was from a pirate. But actually, this story doesn't go that way. It actually goes to a different way. And if you want to know more about my books or know more about the books I will be publishing very soon, please visit my website, www.retajbooks.com. So now that I've introduced myself, I want to know, who are you? So, and what I really want to know is, what is your favorite book? I've seen many books, and even I have some favorite books that I really like to read and also reread. So throughout the summer, what are the books that you have read? And just introduce yourself. You could write that in the chat. So I'll just give you 2 minutes to just tell us about who you are in the chat. Don't be shy, just write who you are. Just introduce yourself. So this is an interactive program. So what I really want to know about you is just, oh, look, Fadil wrote an introduction about himself. My name is Fadil, and I'm a 10-year-old. And I'm a 10-year-old who's looking forward to this course. My favorite book is Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kidd. Wow, you are so lucky, because actually in the next session, I do have examples about with this book. Okay, so let's go and see Ranim. Hi, my name's Ranim. I'm 12 as well. Wow, I can't really have a favorite book just because I write and read a lot, that I find myself having to munch books that are favorites. Wow, that's great. Darim Khan. My name is Darim Khan, a 9-year-old who really likes the book series of Diary of a Wimpy Kid. My name is Fatima Nasser, and I like to read everything. Okay, thank you everybody for just introducing yourself. So let's head to the next slide, which talks about why fiction. So I did tell you, and I did promise you, that I will ask this question again and answer it. So we're going to be doing that right here and right now. Why fiction? Well, why did I choose fiction? That is really a great question that everyone should ask. So reading fiction makes you embody the character, and what that means is that you could think and feel like the character. It's like you are the character and you're in the story and you're having so much adventures. So that's what I really like about fiction, is that you could feel yourself and imagine yourself in the story. Like, it's like that you're the character and you're doing everything in the story. So now I have a question for you. What do you know about fiction, and what books and what are some fiction books that you have read lately? please put your answers in the chat again, and I'll be giving you just 3 minutes so I could read the answers. So we have Ola Al-Haji, and it says that my favorite book is Best Friends. Wow, I haven't read that book. It looks like it's a really great one. I'll be checking that out. Fatima likes adventure series. Me too. That's what I wrote. That's why I wrote Chidr Lassi series, because it's kind of adventure-like and has so many fun events and adventures in it. And Fadil says Secret 7 on the Trail is another favorite. Wow, everyone has favorites. It's good that I have read Harry Potter and Daria will be good. Really? I love Harry Potter. Everyone loves Harry Potter. It's a really great popular book that I have so many books here that I read, and I'll just be getting a few more books, and I'll be finishing the Harry Potter series soon. And Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I'll be checking that out. Okay, so thank you everyone for just putting your answers in the chat. I'm so happy that everyone is interacting and just being friendly. I feel like fiction is an open world where there are no rules or limits for you. I agree with you as well. Thank you, Raneem. These words are just so, these are the words that I wanted to hear when I first do a program. These are the words that I really like and really love. So thank you for writing this, Raneem. Thank you very much. Okay, so let's head to about the program and about what we're going to be doing in the next few weeks. So this program is developed to deliver knowledge and skills in fiction writing. Throughout this whole program, I'll be giving you tips and methods and just the tools of fiction writing. So if you wanted to publish a book, or if you already have a published book, the next book that you will be writing will be a great one. So I will be giving tasks throughout this program that we will write. So we will be writing ideas and just writing the story we are going to be publishing. So you participants will be writing between 1,000 to 1,500 words. So, but not all of the tasks that I will be giving require this amount of words, because some tasks may just require a few sentences even. So you may also ask that if there are going to be some applications that we're going to be using. So we will be continue on using Zoom, and there's a great platform, a great website for education that even I use. So it's not called RazKids, and it means that it's only for kids. Actually, it's a really, really great platform that I use for writing and also reading. So there are lots of different things in RazKids. You could also sign up and learn more about science. They do have science, and they have also writing and reading. So I really love this platform, and we are going to be using it throughout this program. And also another application that we're going to be using is Microsoft Word. So in the tasks, when I hand them out, you'll be writing the tasks until the deadline. I'll be giving you a deadline to finish those tasks, and then you can just send it to me. Okay, so now we have the outline. What are we going to be doing in the next few weeks? And are there some just interactive things that we're going to be doing together? And there are interactive things. I mean a lot, because we are going to publish a book together. And when I say we're going to do it, we are going to do it. And we're going to make it the best book that you have ever seen. So today we are doing the introduction, and in the next session, which will be next week, inshallah, we will be going through brainstorming, and we will just be sharing ideas and insights and just thinking about what we would want to write. And after that session, we will be beginning with the beginning, which is also called the hook. And why is it called the hook? It's called that because it's the part where you hook the reader into your book so they can continue their reading until the end of the book. So, and after that session, we will be going through the midpoint. It's where the main character just thinks seriously and makes a plan to just go and maybe fight his enemy. Maybe they're best friends and they just broke up, and he wants to be friends with them again. So there are lots of ideas that we could do for our book. So that will be in brainstorming. So you see here how the link is. I just linked between the midpoint and brainstorming. So I will be doing recaps in every session for the session that we did before that session. So don't worry if you may lose some ideas that you really have and was really looking forward to saying it in the brainstorming. You could just write yourself notes so you can remember those things. So now let's go and check the outcomes. What are you going to get? What are the benefits that you're going to get throughout this course, and what will you become in the end of this program? So first, you'll have improved skills, improved writing skills, not just any skills, writing skills, because you'll be using these skills and throughout your whole life, because writing is necessary even when you're a doctor, even when you're an engineer, even when you're a lot of things. You will need these writing skills in your future. So that's why I wanted to become an author. And the second thing that you will have after this program is you will have a published book, and not just any published book, your book. We will all put our ideas together and just publish one amazing, fantastic book. And the third thing is you're going to become a greater, better writer. And becoming a better writer is really necessary throughout your life. I mean, when you grow up, you will have exams and you will have a lot of things. And writing, I think for me that writing is the most important thing that we should be just focusing on these days. We have a summer break, and just think about how you could use your summer break. Just use it in a great way to learn more and do something that you have never imagined that you're going to do. So now there are some things that I like to talk about. I kindly request that all of us follow these digital etiquette that all of us should be following. So the first thing is arriving on time, because this is really important, because maybe we have a really important session and maybe you have lots of important ideas that you may want to just share them with everyone to put them in the book. So it's not impossible that we put your ideas in this book, because we are working together. So this leads us to interacting with one another politely. all of us are going to be sharing ideas, and some ideas may not be really great, and sometimes you may don't want to accept those ideas, but when we are together, we are stronger. We could share great ideas and put them in one book that will be shown to the world. So everyone will be reading this book. And after that, I'd like to talk about being open and flexible. This is also similar to interacting with one another politely. So being open and flexible means that you accept ideas, even if you really don't like them. And this has happened to me in the past. So there were some ideas that I didn't like, and so I didn't want to be rude. So I just accepted the idea and wrote it down. But when I looked clearly into that idea and I saw how important it was, and I saw that it was really a great idea, so I opened my mind to this new idea. So after that, I would like to talk about carrying out responsibilities and duties. So when I hand out the tasks and I give you a deadline, I really kindly request that you could put the tasks, you could just hand them to me before the deadline. If you really think that you are ready to give me the tasks, that's okay. But after the deadline, I don't think that I will be accepting tasks, because we all have lots of things to do, and if we want to make this book and program a success, we need to follow these guidelines to just become a great team together. So that leads us right to supporting one another and encouraging one another. So this means that maybe one of you are maybe you were excited to join this program, but you were also thinking about, oh no, I don't know what to write. I don't have any ideas. But then another person comes and says to you, hey, don't worry. We're working together. We're working as a team because we're stronger together, and we can make this happen. So it's not impossible to make a book, because in the past, I did think that writing is impossible. Becoming a popular author that has bestseller books is impossible. I really looked up to J.K. Rowling, but now I think that I'm ready to just begin building my brand and begin walking my own way, and just begin growing up and learning more. So life has a lot of things to give to you, and you just need to open your mind and heart to see these things clearly. So now, after all that introduction, I think that you are now ready to really begin this session. So in this session, we're going to be learning more about the program and seeing what we're going to be doing in the next few days, as I have said before. So now I would like to introduce Kids in a different way that I have introduced it when I talked about the applications. As I said before, I really love Kids, and it's a great platform for education, and you could use it in many ways. If you really love reading books, you could just go to Kids and find some books that you like to read. So you could use it for reading a book or writing and learning about science even, and much more. So they have a lot of things, and they even do have vocabulary. But until now, I haven't really figured out how to use the vocabulary planet, but I'll be figuring out that later. So I couldn't really contain my excitement when I I have used this platform from long ago, from when I was just in first grade. So even schools use this program, but you can use it for yourself too. So now I'd like to just show you how you could use Raskits in the future. So I'll just now stop sharing, and then I'll share again and just show you how to use Raskits. Okay, so here it is. And here, as you can see, you'll click on Raskits. Just waiting for that to load. And so this is what you'll see when you first just click the website. So after that, you click Kids Login. But before I do that, I really wanted to say something that's really important, and I want you to notice. If you want to use the Raskits for writing, you can't use it as an application. So you will be needing a laptop or a PC. So you could access the Writing Planet. Because I have tried before on the iOS, the iPhone or iPad, but it didn't work. So you will require to put your teacher's username. So here's my username, and you'll find it in the chat. You will find it in the chat. And here's what this classroom looks like. As you can see, I already have participants, but I will be putting you also in here. So this is what the classroom looks like. So as an example, you'll just click on your name and just put in your password. And then you click go. As you can see here, you can see the Writing Planet and the Reading Planet, and also the Vocabulary Planet, which I still haven't figured out how to use. So this is what I meant about planets. It's just like a galaxy, and it has some planets in it then. So first I want to show you the Reading Planet, where you can find a lot of books that if you want to.
Hi, friend. Nice to meet you. I am so excited to become best friends. Can you help me with a quick reading task? When you are ready, press go below. Try your best.
So here is just an introduction to, and it just wants to be your friend. So even the computer wants to be your friend. I mean, you guys are so nice. Who doesn't want to be your friend? So here it says, hi friend, nice to meet you. I'm so excited to become best friends. Can you help me with a quick reading task? When you're ready, press go below. Try your best. So I just clicked go. So this is what will happen when you first go into your check out your reading library or reading room or Reading Planet. So here I may ask a lot of questions, but you can just click back. And after you do that question, you will find a lot of books that you can read. So here we have writing. And this is what you will see when you first go in. Here you'll find your avatar and your name, and also the stars that you have earned from just writing or reading books in the Reading Planet. So first, I want to show you the writing library, where the teacher puts. So here's just a demo. It's not my Real Treasure Lassie series book, but I just thought about putting it and just seeing how it works here. So then I just click back to the main the main room, and we just click the writing room to start writing your own book. So you will have three things for writing. You could build a book, write your way, or you could process writing. So what you're going to be doing is just click build a book. So you could just begin writing a book. So here it asks, what type of book do you want to write? So we'll choose fiction because that's what our program talks about. It talks about writing fiction. And here you have two choices. You have plan or draft. So because planning isn't really something you need to do when writing. So I really, this is a good note. If you want to begin writing your book, you could just skip to the draft, or you could plan. So because we have session 2, we have brainstorming ideas, we're going to be not skipping to the draft. So here we have setting, characters, problem, event, and title. So these are all really important when we just exchange ideas, and so we could write. So first, for the setting, it asks, where does your story take place? Does it take place in the city, in the zoo, in your home, in the neighborhood, in the street? Or so if you don't know what kind of idea you have, you could just click help, give me some ideas. And then it just shows you some pictures about the places where you could write about. So here we have the city, the country, the forest, your home, and the zoo, the school, the space, and also the ocean. So let's choose home. And here it asks about the characters that will be in your book. So here it asks, let's think about the characters. Who is the main character in your story? And are there other characters in the story? So I do have some characters in mind, just for example. I have Ruby, Talia, and maybe we could put, let's see, maybe we could put Jean. So these are just examples again. So here we have the problem, and it says most stories have a problem that has to be solved. And well, this is true, because if you don't have a problem, what's the idea of the book? Why would a reader get hooked when there is no problem that the main character wants to solve in the story? So here it says, what is the problem that happens in your story? Tell about the problem. So maybe the problem is Ruby lost her cat. Lost her cat, Go. Maybe her cat's name is Go. Okay, how does this problem get to be solved at the end of the story? So this is also important. If I think about it, maybe in the end, Ruby finds her cat in her room hiding. So this may be a really funny story, because Ruby just finds her cat in her room hiding, and she was looking all over the street for her. She looked in the yard, she looked in the whole house, but maybe she didn't look in her room. Maybe she didn't think that she was hiding in her room. So now let's go to the events, which are the things that just hook the reader and just hooks them until the end of the book, until the end of the story where the problem gets solved. So now it says, now what do you think about the characters do to try to solve the problem? List the most important events in order below. So maybe Talia looks in her home because maybe Ruby took her cat to her friend's house, and maybe her cat is there. Talia looks in her home and she doesn't find her. So maybe she doesn't find her, and Ruby looks in the yard, and Reen looks in the car. And then Ruby's, oh wait, and the characters, let's just put Ruby's mother. Maybe you could also put that. So here, Ruby's mother finds her in Ruby's room. Okay. And the last thing you would want to do is just put the title. So now that you just put your notes and know what you want to write, you can now think about what the title should be. So maybe let's put the title Ruby's Cat. Ruby's Cat. And then we'll just go to the draft, where we'll be doing that in session 3. And 3, we'll doing that. We'll be doing the draft in session 3, 4, and also 5. And revising and publishing, we'll be doing it. And the last session will be session 6. So here we have the title. We have our writing planner, which we have already planned when we were doing the plan. So here we have the setting, the characters, the problem, the solution, and also the events. So here you could put, if you want to put some pictures in for the title, you could do that also. So maybe you could, so here, because we have written where our setting will be, it will be home. So it gave us photos of home. So we'll just be putting it here. We'll be putting this picture. So it may take half a minute. So here are the characters. So we have here all the pictures of home. And here we have objects, maybe a backpack, maybe the home itself, and maybe the just couch, and maybe the sign for rent. Maybe they're going to just sell their house and make it for rent, and they need to pack their things and just go to their new home. And while Ruby's family does pack everything, Ruby looks for her cat to put her in her cage. So now that I have explained everything about Raz Kids, I'll just go back to the writing room. And here you can see that in progress, we have Ruby's cat. So now I'll just stop share and I'll share my slides again. Here we go. Okay. So now in the next session, let's talk about what we're going to be doing in the next session. In the next session, we are going to be, the next session will be Tuesday, 21 of July, and it will be 10 a.m. And the topic will be brainstorming. So we'll be learning more about sharing ideas and where could you get ideas? So that is really a great question to ask in the next session. Or maybe I'll just begin explaining it because in each session, the questions will be at the end of the sessions. So there are also some keywords that I would be using for the next session, which will be protagonist and antagonist. If you already know what those words mean, you could just keep a secret from everyone. And because I will be already explaining, so just keep that secret between you and yourself. And in the next session, I'll be explaining what that means. Then you could say, I knew that all along. So it will be 10 a.m. So don't forget to come on time. So now let's get to answering questions. So if you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and now I will be answering them. So Yasmine, if you would do the honors of just asking me the questions so I can answer them.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Ritad. I would just like to ask you if you can kindly add the password or type the password on the chats, because Fidal was asking about that.
So the password
for us kids.
So the passwords, first I will be needing the list with their names in it. So I haven't worked on that, but it's easy. So after this session, I will be sending you all your username and password. So in the next session, we could work on brainstorming.
Okay, great. So yeah, Dareem was asking if the classes will be once a week. Yes, it will be
Yes.
every Tuesday.
Yes.
And here's a question from Raneem. She's asking, what made you write? What made you fall in love with reading and writing?
Well, the first time that when I was in the US, I loved to just write short stories when we travel somewhere, because our teacher would say, when you go traveling for the summer break, I want you to write just one page about what you did and where did you travel in your summer break. So that's why I loved writing, because when I was in the US, I just kept on writing. And what was her other question? What made me become a writer, right?
Yeah, what made you fall in love with reading and writing? Yeah.
So writing, it all began when I was with my family, and we were in Jerry bookstore. So I was looking at J.K. Rowling popular Harry Potter series, and my dad said, just imagine seeing your book in this shelf next to Harry Potter's book. And I just told him, yeah, I should stick to reading books. And so writing, I didn't feel that I had much confidence to begin writing a book. So then my dad told me, just go for it and just try your best. You don't need to publish this book if you feel that it's not ready or anything. So his words really encouraged me, and it somehow gave me the feeling that I can do this, because how did even J.K. Rowling become an author when she was like, some people say that writing isn't really important, but I think it's the most important thing in the world. And some people say that it's hard just to become something that's really big, that's really great. But how do those people that are already in those stages, in those big stages, and so how did they go for it? It's because they believed in themselves and they did have confidence that they can publish a book. So that's why I began writing. And thank you for your question. So are there any other questions?
Yeah, there's also a question from Ranim. Have you ever wrote poems? And there's a question from Darim. Where will you send us the password?
I will be sending the password at your emails that you have put when you registered for this program. So, and Ranim, I didn't think about writing poems, but actually thanks for giving the idea, because maybe I will one day do that. So I didn't write any poems, but I will think about that. Okay, so another question. So if anyone has other questions, just write them, because I'm really happy that everyone is just interacting with me, and we are just working together and just getting to know each other, because in the next few sessions we're going to be doing lots of amazing things.
There's a question from Dr. Sam. She's saying, is there any homework for session 1?
Session 1, no, but for session 2, yes, because I will be giving you your tasks, and so the tasks to the participants, and it actually isn't called homework, because what I really think these tasks are, it's just a way to so everyone could share their ideas. So I wouldn't call them homework, because some people may have, what kind of tasks? Wait, what kind
Yeah,
of,
there's a
okay.
question from Fatima. When will you start giving tasks, and what kind of task?
So the tasks will be the kind where I will put them in the book. So the kind of tasks will be, it's like the kind where I will be putting them in the book, and we will just be just talking about the tasks when you in each session. So in session 3, I will be talking about the tasks that everyone has given me before the deadline, and in the deadline, on the day where the deadline is. So we will just be sharing ideas and sharing insights. So that's the kind of tasks we're going to be doing or writing. So I hope that that answered your question.
There's a sweet message here from Aula. Thank you. You made me believe in myself.
Thank you so much. You made me feel really, this is really touching. I mean, thank you. Because this is why I wanted to begin this program. This is why I wanted to make this a success for everybody, because I want to make you believe in yourself. I want you to, after this program, begin writing your own books and publishing it to the world.
There's a question from Ranim. Do you have any idea what the book will be about?
I do have a theme that I will be talking about in the next session, inshallah. So it will be very easy for you to write.
There's a question from Fidal. He's asking, when will you send the password for us kids? Looks like he's excited. Yeah, I guess we will send it right after the session, inshallah.
Okay, so I'll be taking one last question because our time is up, and so is there one last question that any one of you wants to? Will you send? Okay, so there's a question. Will you send the password on our email? Yes. Okay, so I think that's it for today, everybody. I'm so happy that I had the chance to meet you all, and I will be looking forward to our next sessions. And I'm so happy that I'm so happy for you, everyone, that you will be writing a book and you will be publishing it to the world, so everyone in this world will be able to read your books. So I'm so happy. Good luck, everyone, and see you in the next session. That will be next week.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week. We're super excited to see everybody, and just make sure too that we love to see your faces. We'd love to see, even if you put a photo, if you feel a little bit camera shy, that's okay. But we would really love to see your faces so that we can see the wonderful writers that we have here on Rataj's session. So perhaps that might be a little task for everybody to do today, Rataj.
Yeah, so that's why in this session, I just wanted for everyone just to introduce themselves, and so we could just share about who we are and why we're here today.
It's great to see everyone, Darim, Raneen, Fadil,